Hey, boxing fans, I'm Smitty. Welcome to InThisCornerTV.com. We're at the Fighter's Paradise. A lot of great fighters have trained here. Lennox Lewis has trained here. Of course, Bernard Hopkins. Manny Pacquiao has trained here. Oscar De La Hoya. I train here. Arguably the greatest fighter. Anyway, let's get to our guest who's training here currently, the Hitman, Ricky Hatton. Ricky, how have you enjoyed training here?
It's been fantastic. I think it's everything you need, nice and quiet and private, facilities, you know, everything that you need to prepare for the fight. And we've been here 5 weeks now. Well, 5 weeks come fight night. And it's been, the only thing I haven't done in here is probably sleep. I mean, it's like home from home now, but the facilities are great, and I'm grateful to Tony for letting me use them.
You know, preparation for this fight, everybody's interested in the main thing is the new trainer, Floyd Mayweather Sr. How has that been?
Just took to each other like ducks to water, really. I mean, the way I was training previously compared to the way Floyd likes to do things, it's like one scale to the other, really, as far as pad work goes and stuff like that. But I think I needed a change of camp. I think the last few performances have been a little bit 100 mile an hour, a little bit rushed, and a little bit of always guns blazing, and I forgot a little bit of the subtleties about the game, taking my time, you know, looking for my openings, and in working with a fella like Floyd Mayweather, who's known for his defence and for slowing the fighter down a little bit of touch. I think he's added to what I already knew beforehand.
Ricky should come out very well in this fight. I think people gonna see a lot of things they never have saw out of Ricky. I think they're gonna see a lot of hip movement. I think they'll see him catching a lot of punches, and countering back, and slipping on the shots and coming back with shots. And you got a few other things that I don't even want to speak about that we're gonna do. We plan on doing, and I just think overall that you're gonna see a new and improved Ricky Hatton.
Is there a risk, though, because you fought so well for so long and you have your own style? Is it difficult because in the process of making changes you have to think, and can that thinking process slow you down and make you vulnerable?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why a lot of people probably thought that Floyd wasn't the suitable coach for me, to be honest with you, because I mean, Floyd is known for training-wise for being more of a defensive type coach, and that's the last thing I am. So yeah, but I mean, I think I've always been my best performances. A lot of us had my best performances. Have been like when I boxed Ben Taki and Ray Oliveira, where I slowed it down a bit. I used my jab, I used my boxing ability. And I think I've forgotten that recently, and I don't think it's a case of going back to basics, but I think it's going to be the same old usual aggressive Ricky Hatton style that everybody's come to love of me. I'm too long in the tooth. I mean, you can't change my style, but you can certainly add to it. I mean, my defence has not been my high point, you know, one of my strong points, and my boxing ability sometimes, when the red mist sets in, I tend to forget about it. So when a lot of people say to me, what more can Floyd Mayweather teach you? If you look at it from that point of view, a hell of a lot.
In terms of the actual day-to-day training, what has been the biggest difference in this camp from your others?
I think working a little bit more on the technical side, it's been equally as hard. I mean, I've been doing 12-round sparring, 10-round sparring, to exceptional sparring partners that are, as far as I can see, mirror image to Pauli Malignaggi. We've been running up Mount Charleston, you know, at altitude, which is something that, I mean, my stamina was pretty good in the first place, you know, but I mean, that's something I've never ever done, so that can only be a good thing. And it's been very, very hard work, but I think I think I needed this training camp. I needed a bit of a confidence booster, because my confidence was low from the Mayweather defeat, and when I come back against Lascano, it wasn't what I would call a vintage performance. I mean, at the time, everyone will know I did have a slight chest infection, but to be perfectly honest, it's not the type of performance I expect from myself, and doubts started creeping in. You know, have I seen better days? You know, I've too many hard fights caught up with me, and maybe should I be looking at retirement? And I needed a new camp, and I needed a training camp like this to shut the window closed on them sort of thoughts, because I mean, I expect this to be one of my best performances in my career, the way the camp's gone anyway.
Cut two, boy. That's my work.
Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton.
Should be a good fight. Pauli Malignaggi, he's a guy that can, not a big puncher, but boy, he throws a lot of punches. He's quick, he's fast. He showed his heart against Miguel Cotto. Tell us about this fight.
Yeah, he's certainly a lot tougher than he looks. I mean, ask Miguel Cotto that. I mean, he took everything Miguel had to throw at him and come back more. Excuse me. And yeah, he's very, very fast. He's got fast hands. He's got a tricky style. He drops his shoulder. He spins off the ropes and stuff like that. And probably when you look at styles, he's not the best style to look good against possibly, but I think the way I've been performing in my sparring, the way I've been handling my sparring partners, which fight a lot very similar to Paulie, and I think with what I mean, I was doing all right anyway, but everything that Billy Graham, my former trainer, taught me, and what Floyd has now taught me, I take both them things into the ring with me, you know, and it's just going to making me a better fighter. I feel a lot faster. I feel a lot more. I think we're going to see the usual aggressive Ricky Hatton, but a lot more polished in doing so.
Prediction for this fight?
Ricky Hatton win. I mean, I don't often make too many predictions because I think we're under enough pressure as it is. But I don't see me losing this fight, and I would be a liar if I didn't think I could be the first man to stop Paulie. Especially the way this training camp's gone, and it just can't come soon enough now.
You know, I was asked recently about did I think you'd be fighting much longer, and I don't know, just my gut feeling from being around you a little bit, knowing you, I just think that you're already starting to think, though, about days beyond this tough sport of boxing.
Not at all. I was beforehand. I mean, after the Mayweather fight, you know, there's no shame in moving up in weight and losing to Floyd Mayweather. And with the Lascano fight, as I mentioned at the time, I did have a bad chest infection. My sparring partners had to go early, and me and Billy Graham, my trainer at the time, only got half the work done. But, you know, after the Mayweather fight, I wanted a big confidence booster, and I didn't feel the Lascano performance was a big enough confidence booster for me, and doubt started to creep in. And to be honest, yeah, I was starting to consider the thought of maybe the best days are behind me. But this training camp has put me right back on track. Time will only tell. I mean, there's one thing me saying, I can tell everyone to blue in the face, oh, it's the best training camp, it's this, it's that. I've got to go out and prove it. But if this 12-week training camp, what I've done for this fight, is anything to go by, I think a lot of people are going to sit back wide-eyed and go, wow, you know, that's not a new Ricky Hatton, but, you know, a better Ricky Hatton, I think.
And beyond, I know you're not thinking beyond Pauli Malignaggi in the sense you're focused on this fight, it's obvious, but what are your future plans, your goals, to wrap things up, whether it be a year, 5 years from now, whatever? What are your goals in the sport? Because you've done so many great things already. What do you want to do beyond this?
Well, I've gone well past my wildest dreams, everything I've achieved in boxing. But I'd like to think I've had some great defining fights. I've been a 2-weight world champion, the Castillo win, the Kostya win, needless to say. The Mayweather fight didn't quite come off, but I'd like to think I've got one more defining fight in me. Maybe I could film me, you know, put in the type of performance where, you know, Oscar's fighting at 147 now. It'd be difficult for Oscar to make that 147, so let's see how he performs. Because, I mean, I said I would never go up to 147 again, but, I mean, a challenge like that comes along. What sort of champion would I be if I turned me back on it? But the winner of Pacquiao and De La Hoya, Juan Manuel Marquez, has hinted at the fact that he could possibly move up. And I think in fighting one of them guys, I think that would be another defining fight. But one more fight, 2 more fight, 3 more fight. I don't want to put a time limit on it. I think I will know. But I was contemplating retirement and I was thinking about it. But this training camp has certainly squashed them doubts.
Well, best of luck in this fight. I'm trying to think what I should wear to your fight, because you know you're very fond of my attire and how I dress, and I know your
last suit made a Christmas tree look somber, mate. I tell you what. But as long as you don't wear that tops, maybe you'll be all right.